I'm caught on camera fixing my hair. Good morning, everybody. Muributi. I'm Tonga, so I'm going to greet you in Tonga. Mwabuti no yundo. This is Member Constance on the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show right here on Camnet TV. Now, interesting enough, today in the studios, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? I'm just about to introduce you, Wambo Kuseka. Why are you like this?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so today in the studios, I'm with Sharon Kalimbula. I'm usually with Kalan Muchima, but he has other engagements. And I'm with Madam Kalimbula. How are you, Sharon?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm trying to be formal here. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. This is the Breakfast Show, the weekend edition.
Yeah.
This is Camnet TV in case you're just joining us for the first time. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, so Sharon, how's the weather treating you?
It's okay. I think I'm okay with it. It's getting warmer by the day, you know. It was worse, I think, a few weeks before. But today and maybe going forward, the previous days, I think it's okay.
It's okay, right?
It's getting warmer.
Now, I only have one complaint.
What's that?
Why are you faking your accent?
Really?
Because this is not how this girl talks. You know.
Okay. You know what? She told me this behind the scenes that she would tell me off on the screens. I don't know what she means.
I never told you that. Don't lie on the show.
She did.
All right, so thank you so much for joining us. Today we'll have quite interesting topics to look at. What is currently happening in Zambia, peace building. So, Sharon,
Sharon Muchima. Mr. Muchima, wherever you are, a wife has been given to you.
Sharon Kalimbula.
Yes.
What do you understand about peace building, looking at what's currently happening in Zambia right now? What do you think when someone says peace building? What comes to your mind?
What comes to my mind is that there's a lot of things happening in terms of people being vengeful, people being on the other side. So I think there's a lot of healing that needs to take place.
Yeah.
One of the stakeholders that we spoke to, because I'm in the newsroom, so obviously I'll keep referring to that. I've done quite a bit of stories on that. Is that people are calling for peace because they've seen a lot of misunderstanding, especially on the political scene, because that's where a lot of things emanate from. But if we were to call for peace, calm, tolerance, I think we can actually achieve what we want to achieve at the end of the day. Otherwise, I think there's need for that. A lot of people, a lot of stakeholders are calling for that. And as a country, I think it's important that we move towards the direction of tolerance in order for us to achieve that peace that we need. Tolerance is the key word.
Yeah. You know, even in a relationship, actually, let me bring it down to the level that you will understand. Because when I talk about governance issues, I don't think you will get me.
Really? I'm
Okay.
the chief governance activist here.
Really? Oh, interesting. So, like, let me bring it down here. Even in a relationship, Sharon, this is a breakfast show, by the way. So we are allowed to actually bring in all these issues. So, what I was saying was even in a relationship, tolerating someone is very important. You understand? Not you are already upset, you know, why did you do? So even in the country, actually, these political parties, we have the ruling, of course, we have the opposition. It's good to tolerate each other. Not every time you already say an eye for an eye. So just because this happened to me, this is going to happen to you. I would give an example. Recently, His Excellency was allegedly booed. I'm saying allegedly because people were chanting forward, and then what came out was that he was actually booed, which is whoa.
He was being disrespected.
Yeah, it's disrespectful actually. So and then we saw so much anger coming from the Patriotic Front. You know, some ministers such as Lusaka Province Minister who said, you know what, Lusaka is no go area. And it's funny because I mean HH stays in Lusaka. Yeah, so Lusaka is no go area.
Actually, said Copper Belt. Copper Belt is no go
area, and others also no. This one is no go area. What to? So anyway, interesting enough, we have these NGOs now who are coming on board, trying to call for peace. We have we once had the National Dialogue Forum, which didn't turn out so good because I mean it was meant for dialogue. the opposition and the ruling, but unfortunately
there was a constitution amendment bill coming up.
Issues of Bill 10 came up, which is now a problem.
It's a problem. It's the topic of the day going forward. I'm not even sure how, if we're going to attain what we want to achieve at the end of the day. However, this is the breakfast show, and you can be able to start preparing yourselves to just give your comments on what we are talking about.
And of course, I mean, they can visit, they can go on Facebook. Please drop us a comment, because we will be reading some of the comments just on the screen on what you think about peace building in Zambia. So right now, how about we break off for a bit and then we'll join us on the other side.
You know, I can take her a bit.
Yes, my dear.
I was thinking of getting you a Bugatti on your birthday.
Really?
I'm quiet. My name is Yana.
Don't worry, man. That's why there is insurance.
Insurance?
You heard me.
Not just any kind of insurance, but Savenda General Insurance, a company that offers superior customer service, highly professional and dedicated staff. We are not just any insurance company, but an insurance company that actually pays our claims. We cover, among others, fire, marine, aviation, engineering, agriculture, motor vehicle, and miscellaneous insurance. So, live life to the full, knowing that Savenda General Insurance has got you covered. Savenda General Insurance. Insurance excellence.
Msika is here. We have you all covered with just 150 kwacha. You can advertise every day from 17 hours to 18 hours. For a 30-second ad, get the benefit of selling your products and services on Msika. For more details, call our marketing department on +260 953 995099 +260 962 444 726 or +260 971 177 467. Email us on info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Camnet TV World News. For a prompt response, call +2609 53 995 099 or +260 444 726 or +260 711 77467. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back. So I didn't introduce Sharon. She was just shouting at me, break. How can you not introduce me? This is Sharon Kalimbula. She's part of the newsroom. She's a reporter here, just like me, at Camnet TV. Can I say, Sharon, welcome again? Or...
Yes, please do.
Okay, so Sharon, you covered SACOD. You talked to him over the peace building issue. You had an interaction with him. What exactly was he talking about?
So, okay, yeah, we spoke to the Southern African Center for Constructive Dialogue, SACOD, the executive director there, Boniface Chembe, who clearly mentioned that Zambia being a maturing democracy, there's need for us to have divergent views. There's need for us to tolerate each other, because when we don't tolerate each other, people react differently to situations. The way I may react to something that I feel is not okay is different from you. So when we reach that level, we need to understand that you react differently and I do. I need to look at you and see how you react to certain things, and then I should stop if I see that you don't really like this, as a way of peace building. He says Zambia being a democratic country, we all have our rights, we all have a way of expressing ourselves. So it's important that we try by all means to ensure that people are given the opportunity to express themselves. He mentioned the situation, the Monze situation, where the president was jeered as one of the things that we should learn from as a country, because the ruling party reacted in opposite directions towards the United Party for National Development, who were allegedly jeering the president. Yeah. And on the other hand, they are saying, no, we're just chanting our slogan, you know, equally. Yeah. So there is this confrontation, and you know, people, the members of the ruling party and those of the opposition are also coming out strongly on this. So he was actually calling for peace, he was calling for tolerance as a whole. So maybe we can just look at it and see.
No, perhaps before we cross over, you have been in the media for quite some time now.
Yeah.
Do you?
I'm a guru.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yeah.
do you think it's possible? I mean, don't you think these are just politics? These guys are trying to play here. Do you think it's possible for politicians to tolerate each other?
I think it's possible. It depends on how you look at it. I know we have divergent views, and we have lack of tolerance, and then when you ask them, they'll tell you this is just politics. So I think it's important on how we also portray things out there, because these same people that speak ill of each other are very good friends in the background, you know. So the picture that we create as media sometimes, you know, it has the potential to create anarchy.
So you are saying the media also, we have a role to play here.
We have a role to play in peace building. The media sets the agenda. So it depends, the whole lot of peace and stuff starts with us. If I report on the bad things that you said about me, obviously I will be able to react, you know. So it's up to us to choose the positive side, which will help build the nation, other than something that will destroy us. Nobody wants people to speak ill of them, you know.
Yeah, okay, you are right. Actually, I was just thinking about something. You know, the youths and how we are affected in this whole political violence issue. Somebody died, actually, Lawrence Banda. I'm sure you are aware of that, in Western Province, due to this. You know, the way youths are being used as a tool in this is worrying. Don't you think this is affecting us as youths, the future of youths, Zambian youths, Imweva youth by Sharon?
You know, she's actually behaving as if I'm the guest now.
Of course, you are my guest. You remember what I was telling you, like, Sharon, you will play the guest of the show.
So yeah, especially the fact that we are heading towards the general elections next year, which is a year, which is 12 months, and maybe 12 months, 2 weeks to the general elections. And we're going to see a lot of these things happening, where political parties are using youths as their tools for violence, and stakeholders have called on a stop to this. And I think it's dependent on us, the youths. I'm not a political cadre. I'm a journalist. I have a neutral ground.
Are you sure you're not?
I have a neutral ground. So yeah, I think it's important to form. It starts with me, you know, to say no to this.
Yeah, okay.
It starts with me to say no to this. So if I say no to something, I know what I want, I put my foot on the ground, I think we're going to record very little of these cases. Obviously,
but I mean, there are issues of payments. People get paid, you know. Sometimes they promise you some money. If you do this,
there are many ways of getting paid.
And then people are suffering out there. There are no jobs.
That's true.
And then the youths have been crying. No, it's also you find that most of them have just decided to be cadres.
I think there's more to that. There's more to that.
Which is because for me, I don't think
there's more to that. I think it's just lack of productivity among the youths. Yes, the country, the truth of the matter is that there's lack of unemployment in the country. But then you cannot all be crying. You cannot all be employed by the government. You cannot all be employed by other sectors, you know, the private sector. You need to be industrious on your part as well. Being a political cadre is actually being a paid-up member for a political party. It doesn't mean when you're a cadre you have to be violent. No, I'm not speaking like a politician, hey?
Whose cadre are you?
So yeah, I'm not.
Are you sure?
I'm not. I'm a media cadre.
Why do I have this feeling that you're a cadre?
I'm a media cadre.
Yeah, so please do call us on the numbers that are scrolling on your
screen.
TV screen and on Facebook and wherever you are watching us from. I don't know whether it's is it on the app? You know, there's an app now.
Yes, we have an app. You can stream live. You can watch us on Facebook. You can watch us on DSTV, Topstar, and GoTV. We are all on those platforms. So just now, you can use the numbers that are scrolling on your screens. Just get in touch with us. We're talking about peace building, especially as we head towards the general elections. We see a lot of violence going on here and there across the country. So how can we as a country attain that peace that we need? Obviously, we are peaceful. We have the freedom of expression. We're able to jeer at the president. That is freedom of expression. But then how best can we do it as we head towards... Can you
express your freedom?
Yes. Without hurting other people.
They say that you can express your freedom, but I mean there are consequences.
Exactly. There's a limit as to how you express your freedom of expression. So get on your phones and get interactive with us. Send us those messages and call us live in studio and just contribute as to how best you think our country can achieve that peace that we so desire.
You know, it's sad actually. Yesterday I was talking to some political party, some guys who are politicians anyway. They were saying, you know, Constance, what's happening? These guys might just bring a war in this country with this. It's sad, the level at which we have reached, whereby even someone is just having a phone call, interact on a radio program, on a phone. People are already upset on the phone.
A phone program.
It's fun. It's funny actually.
Somebody's in the comfort of their homes. They're just calling, and then you get so furious that I think people are bitter.
Where is that hatred coming from? Because me, I feel as if this is hatred now.
Yeah.
Because where is that hatred coming from? I was thinking, what's going on? What's happening to this peaceful country?
What have we done wrong?
I think we are going to regret what we're doing now because this might really backfire.
What really causes this bitterness?
What's going on? So, okay, right now we will play a clip from SACOD. Let's just hear exactly what he said on peace building.
As SACOD, we regret and condemn what transpired in the Monze district in the southern province of Zambia when the head of state was on tour of duty. In that particular district. As an organization, we want to appeal to all of our political leaders to ensure that this culture of disrespect and violent communication that we seemingly want to embrace must be rejected as much as possible because it does not help. From a peace building point of view, when a people feel disrespected, they will resort to any actions that would help restore their sense of respect, but also their sense of dignity. In very unfortunate circumstances, they would resort to violence. The Boeing incident that transpired in Southern Province when President Lungu was there, and the ensuing violent communication that came from PF members is a sign that they felt disrespected and they want to restore a sense of respect. Nonetheless, as SACOD, we believe that retaliation and revenge is not the best option because violence only breeds violence.
You know, Sharon, can I call you by Sharon? Because I call you by Sharon.
Really?
So is there anything wrong with me calling you by Sharon on TV?
If I can call you Constance, that's fine.
So me, I decided to respect you.
That's fine. That's fine. If I can call you Constance.
You end up apologizing. You know there's a virus of apologizing in Zambia.
I know, right?
You end up apologizing on TV.
Yeah, apologies accepted in advance.
Yeah, so I was thinking actually, okay, so we have a caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What are your names and where you're calling us from?
My name is Mutale. I'm calling you from the Copper Belt, particularly in Mola.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Mutali.
Yeah, I wanted to contribute to your discussion.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. My observation to the current situation has been that it's a build-up from a lot of factors. First of all, we need to see the police getting professional in terms of the way they carry out their investigations, the way they conduct themselves towards every political player. And number two, I'm just from watching a video that was posted by some PF cadres in Chigabombwe. Yeah. You would see that a country that has got youth, that has got things to do, cannot reach to what is happening today, because we have seen a situation where people have nothing to do, and the only hope is to align themselves with someone powerful, so that at the end of the day they can have at least something to put on the table. Yeah, so you find that this political violence that we are experiencing today, people using unpalatable language against each other, there is so much intolerance, is actually building up from a lot of factors. Because I mentioned the police have a key role in this. If the police are acting with the same hand, regardless of who has committed what, and regardless of who this person is, you will find that this whole situation can actually come to an end. But in an event where the police seem to not to be reactive, or not to be proactive or reactive in certain situations, I mean, people tend to behave in this particular way where they just kind of take things in their own hands. And I mean, building up into 2021, this is a very worrying position, and as a country, we, or as an individual, can only appeal to the relevant authorities to let the police act independently, bring whoever brings violence into play to book. Zambia is a country that has got laws. We cannot allow hopelessness to grip our nation in terms of in this way.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what I know you've mentioned the police, and for lack of a better term, you're saying they're a little bit unprofessional. What role do the youths play? Because the police also can't keep policing people that are odd and know what is wrong and right. What role do you think the youths have to play in all this to ensure that they help the police act professional?
Yeah, like I mentioned, I think there is need for, because okay, my understanding is that the opposition are in a weaker position. The ruling party is in a powerful position. They have got this machinery on their side. And here what I'm calling for is leadership. Leadership in terms of let the political leaders, especially from the ruling party, make pronouncements that are going to empower the police to act on whoever is perpetrating violence. The police should be given powers, the political will should be given to the police to say whoever perpetrates violence, regardless of their position, their affiliation, or whatever they are in society, they should be dealt with family.
Okay.
Yeah, that is when we shall see this situation which is being created coming down. A situation where we will see a PF cutter commits something and he goes scot-free will not help us. I'm going to give you a situation that happened recently in Mongo. I don't know if you heard of it or something. There was an abduction. I'm speaking from a neutral point of view. I'm not a political cutter.
Yes.
All right, please go ahead.
There was an abduction in the Western Province where a vehicle belonging to UPND was abducted by PF cutters, and they drove it. They beat the driver first of all, and they left him unconscious, and they drove the vehicle to some area and abandoned it there. The matter was reported to the police. The police up to now have failed to act on that matter. So this is where we are coming from. If we see that justice is side-grouped, or the police are only acting when it's the other side and not this side, then we are creating recipe or recipe for this kind of situation, because people will now begin to take their law into their hands.
Okay.
So for me, I think the police will play a very important role in bringing or restoring peace by way of just being, by way of standing in the middle and looking at every person as a Zambian. I think that is what is very important.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for coming through.
You are welcome, and have a great morning.
Thank you. Interesting views there, Constance.
Yeah, very interesting actually. The man is very wise.
Wise indeed. Thank you so much for giving us that exclusive
Okay,
update.
so he talked more of the police. Actually, I agree with him because, you know, I think that's what even fuels anger, this whole anger thing, because when you see the police is protecting the ruling and then leaving out the opposition will feel left out, and all those feelings, you know, start coming up. The issue of recently something was posted on Facebook, I think, where the opposition were complaining that you know, with the coronavirus thing, of course large gatherings are not allowed in Zambia apparently. And we saw some PF members, you know, gathering and talking about the whole booing thing. No, you shall not be allowed to come. A lot. None of them, I'm telling you, I saw that video, none of them were wearing
equally,
masks.
even just last week, you can't even go that far. Even last week when Dr. Chisalu Chilufya, the Minister of Health, was appearing in court, you know, there were a lot of these political party supporters from where he comes from, and the proceeding was actually adjourned due to those people wanting to get into the court and failing to observe the COVID-19 regulations of
and then this is the Minister of Health we are talking about.
Yes.
The man who has been saying, do not gather.
You know. A COVID-19 recovery.
I think I'm going to go ahead with my wedding.
A COVID-19 recovery.
Yes. I mean, what's going on? Because, I mean, he's been telling people, don't gather. Maintain social distance.
Maintain social distancing. So, you know, all these things, if at all it was an opposition party, for lack of better term, you know, police would have been there within minutes. Not even being there with police would have been waiting, you know,
around 05 now.
Waiting, you know. So I think these are the things that people have eyes. People see what is happening. And they start talking. You don't need to defend yourself. People see these things. They've got proof. We've also seen these things happening. So I think all in all, it calls for professionalism in the police service. They're there to police everyone, regardless of their political affiliation. So it's important that the law enforcement agencies see to it that calm and maybe regulations, laws are followed regardless of where someone is coming from.
Again,
Fairness in all sense, you know. I don't know if that can be attained, but there's need for that.
it's going to take a long time for us to attain that, because it's already difficult. You can't be biting a hand that feeds you.
Exactly.
Just like you can't bite me, because I mean I pay you.
She feeds me, so I can't really bite her. She tells me, Sharon, I just have to stay quiet, you know. Because
like
if I argue, I won't have my meal.
So do you think it's you can understand the police with the behavior? Because I mean, you can't be, if for instance the Minister of Home Affairs tells you go and do that, that's an order.
You know,
are you willing to resign and just say, you know what, Honorable, I'm not doing this?
Yeah, like you clearly mentioned, you can't bite the hand that feeds you. You can't bite your boss. So I think for the police, it's become very difficult for them to operate in that space.
But I mean,
but
not only the police, even us, the media, we have a role to play in this.
Yeah.
That's why I asked, because even you and me are in the media. Imagine the CEO tells you to do that, go and cover these guys. Even you know that, okay, write the story in this way. Your editor tells you to write the story in this way. When you know you as a journalist with your ethics, you are not supposed to do that.
I declare interest on that, but I've seen a lot of media houses, especially print. I'm not mentioning names, but I've heard what some of my colleagues will say. Definitely mbele story. It's not the way I wrote it, you know.
It's very common.
I was at this event. We're together at this event, and maybe the statement was very plain and simple. Obviously, there are many angles to a story, but that only happens when somebody reads a 4-page or 6-page statement. You know, especially these politicians, they'll have a lot of things to talk about. But then where there's just one story, one item that somebody is talking about, one page of a statement, and then you just happen to realize that your friend has written a whole lot of a different story. So you ask him, what's your story? And then someone says, no, it's not me, it's not the way I wrote it. They actually show you the raw story.
You have no say, actually.
You have no
and then
say.
You are just like, okay. So you get used to that. When you write, you know your editor perhaps is going to change that. And
I think it also has to do with, when it comes to the media, it also has to do with inclination to certain groupings, you know, whereby you cannot write negative things about these people because you have an agenda. And that's the more reason why, as the media, you need to be neutral. You don't need to side with anyone. That will help you write balanced news. It will help you bring out correct information. It doesn't matter whether somebody is your favorite. If you're neutral, you're going to say exactly what they say.
It's difficult.
It's very difficult, but you need to try. It's very difficult, but you need to try. No, I don't even try it. I do it. I do it.
Okay, good for you. Good for you. Okay, we have another caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, thank you. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Welcome to the Rise and Thrive.
Thank you very much. I think for security reasons, for my personal security reasons, allow me to not to mention my name.
Please go ahead.
Yes, I'm calling you from Kitwe.
All right, sir.
Yes, you mentioned something to do with East Julian.
Yes.
Yes. Now, like where you are, where you are working at Camnet. Yeah, if the two of you start insulting each other, and then Mama Chiruba and Papa Chiruba don't rebuke the two of you, they just keep quiet about it. That itself simply shows that indirectly they're encouraging you to be doing the bad things.
Yes.
Yeah, someone was talking about the police. The problem is not with the police per se, but like you have mentioned, like you have even mentioned about you journalists. The question or the issue at hand is the powers that be. We have situations where, for instance, a lot of things are happening. Maybe the people from the ruling party are behaving in this way or another way. But they said, have you ever seen him coming out to rebuke them? That institution which they belong to have a spokesperson. Because it is like it's like each and every person within that party can just stand up and talk whatever he wants to talk about. And being supported in one or another by their leaders. Now, if we are in a situation where the leaders see something wrong and they reject those people, then the things will start moving the way they're supposed to move, even from the opposition as well. No, the tit for tat arrangement is not going to help us in any way. If this situation is not going to be controlled right now and then, we are a recipe for civil.
How is the situation on the Copper Belt, sir? How is the situation in Kitwe in terms of peace? The situation I would say is the calm. I've not, or maybe it's because I don't move too much. Okay.
Most of the time I confine myself to at home. But it's not like, you see what has happened on the two towns, on the Copper Belt. We have received the reports of the people protesting in Chidera.
Yeah.
And I know definitely they didn't even get a permit. And the officer in charge or the officer commanding there is like, there's nothing that he can do for fear of losing his job. Then now see what happened in Bufuria. Where the same, some of the cutters now crashed. Some of them have ended up being admitted. End of the day, and the leaders of the political parties in such a situation, they are set up wherever they are. It's the people down here who are, injuring themselves. Like someone had said, at the end of the day, they laugh, they do business together. So there is need to swallow the pride among the political leaders. Let us swallow that pride. Let us sit down together for the sake of Mother Zambia and make sure that we talk about the issues concerning the country in terms of peace. Let us maybe take the good example of the late President Mwanawasa, may his soul rest in peace. He has got all sorts of names. Some of the die-hard cutters, they were attempted that time. And again, you can also look at some of the politicians who were very active that those days. Don't go to Wawia Banda. Where is he this time? So these politicians should learn from what has been happening to some of their friends. When we say experience is the best teacher, we should not think you are cheated to say, no, until a bad thing happens to me, that is when I'm going to learn. We should also learn when something bad is happening to other people.
But
this strife for all which is happening between the southerners and the northerners, if it is not brought under control, it will definitely lead us into the Rwanda situation.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are saying government is not condemning this, but the last time HH's interview was disrupted on a radio station. I think Chief Government Spokesperson Dora Celia came on board to actually condemn the acts.
But the condemnation should be not one-sided. I should not be protecting my child when he has done something wrong. I rebuke the child of the neighbor whom he was fighting with. I should start by rebuking my own child, give him sense to see the wrong things he has done. Then also condemn that other person. If anything, I should, just like in marriage. Just like in marriage. If you were my wife and we differ, then your my father or my mother is just condemning you. She is not helping me. She is supposed to set us together. Condemn both of us in areas where we have done something wrong. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming through.
I would have continued the talking, and I think us, both of us have the opportunity of learning peace building and conflict transformation. It's high time we came up with an association or an institution so that we can be at least be made use of in terms of peace building and conflict resolution. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
I like the example he gave, marriage. You gave me something like that, so I'm sure you really do understand what he was talking about, don't you?
What are you talking about? Because he gave an example of me being his wife, now you are even laughing. Why are you like that?
Oh yeah, anyway, he mentioned very,
Yeah.
very important points there to say there's need for, I think it's political will, for lack of a better term. Political will. There's no political will. A father needs to condemn something. If it's wrong, it is a wrong. You need to condemn it. Not whereby, no, because Constance is my favorite daughter, I'll make her pass at Ziadi, what, you know. And then I rebuke her on the other side. No,
Yeah.
please.
Okay.
Can children be corrected together? Not just on paper. Can it be practical? I think this is one of the things that a lot of people have been calling upon.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of pronouncements. There have been a lot of talks. But then acting upon these things has been a little bit of a challenge. So can there be action? Can people be punished for causing violence? Can people be punished for doing all sorts of wrong things, you know? Let's just not say we condemn, we
What
don't
are you
agree,
condemning?
we don't shun, we don't want. Can we
without
see these
action.
people be punished? I think it was set as a precedence for people of not doing these things. Not whereby someone does something, they're condemned, they are maybe incarcerated for 3 days, for maybe sentenced to 6 years, within months, pardoned. What's that? Huh? You know?
Interesting. So, apparently yesterday, some people were beaten.
Yes. As usual.
Suspected Patriotic Front cadres. I am saying suspected because we
have
don't
no
know
proof
whether
they
are
were
but
or not.
according to the people who are on the ground and the videos and what was being said in the videos, those were suspected Patriotic Front cadres who stormed Mafken FM, should be Mufulira. Yeah, to disrupt a radio program while there was a phone interview with UPND President Hakainde Hichilema. People were beaten yesterday.
Beaten.
Kwapulad. So, guys, just play us the videos of...
so people can see and be brought up to speed with what we're talking about.
Happening.
HH hapa papa ipa mufkene fema papa di fyongo na bakrasha ba UPND na ba nani na ba PF pa mufkene fema pa mufkene fema pa mufkene fema kai pa building hapa pa mura pa state insurance okwali HH amakadda baba PF ari amakadda baba PF hapa bachisa nkupanga efyongo apa bayopendi na bayisa balumendo pabuka efyongo kwabo bubwe bawo baiche na urobubi
Welcome back. This is Camnet Breakfast Show, dubbed Rise and Thrive. You can call us using the numbers on the screen and get interactive. We are talking peace building, especially as we head towards the general elections next year. I know we're starting it too early, but it's a process. So please call us and get in touch with us and just give us your contribution on how best you think we can build the peace in the country.
Why were you laughing?
I was talking about moving on. Moving on from you.
Okay, so you've seen the videos, people. It's really scary. You know, I was thinking, whenever I see these things, it's more like something, events are unfolding slowly, but very sure of what's coming.
Yeah.
Someone has to do something.
Somebody has to put their foot down.
I'm telling
Somebody has to do something. This thing needs to come to a stop.
2021 will be tough, will be a very difficult year. And especially for us, the media.
If we continue to move on this trajectory where people have started now retaliating, because that allegedly the Patriotic Front cadres or members went to disrupt a program simply because opposition UPND president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, was on a phone call interview. He was actually in Lusaka,
On the phone.
On the phone. But people wanted to disrupt that program, meaning they were interrupting or maybe they were harassing the media personalities that were on that set doing the interview,
this thing
which is a no.
Attacking media where it's not even necessary.
It's not even necessary.
I think it is getting out of hand.
It's getting out of hand.
I don't know whether those people who bet up the suspected PF cadres should be commended or something, because, people are tired. This thing is just irritating and annoying. Every time you host somebody from the opposition, you are threatened.
You have fear. You have fear.
That fear.
You're constantly thinking maybe they'll badge in the studio. They'll badge in the studio.
People are not working freely in the media. And people, I think, are just tired. Those people who bet those guys up, I don't know whether they are UPND or they are just Mufulira residents, but I think people are just sick and tired of this whole thing. Why are you disrupting a radio program?
People are just tired, like the previous caller had mentioned, the first one who talked about the police being a little unprofessional.
Yeah.
Because if they were to be caught to say we have political party cadres trying to disrupt the program, they were doubting to say they will not make it. And that's the more reason why they decided to react to that, mob justice.
Mob justice.
Taking the law into their own hands. But then for how long are we going to do that?
For how long, yeah.
When we have the service that is supposed to save the public, to protect life and property. But then if they cannot do that, they cannot be available when you need them. This is the reason why people are beginning to react, taking the law into their own hands. Where people that are guilty are being freed. People that are guilty are not even being taken anywhere. They just leave them to scot-free. So people begin to react. So it all also starts from there. Can the police be professional? Can they start taking...
Can the police protect us,
Can
please?
the police protect... Can they do their job?
Can you do your
protect
job?
Life and property, please.
Just like Sharon is doing her job. Can you also... Right, so we'll read some of the comments from Facebook. Justus Mtonga, good morning. Good morning. Walia Chewe, good morning. Gift Jonas Piri, we are with you. Camnet. Cynthia Musonda, watching from Chingola. Edgar Songe. This violence must come to an end before the situation gets out of hand, out of control. The onus is on our leaders. Justus Mtonga, watching from Osaka, Zambia. Twambo Chonga, watching from Choma, Park Zulu. I'm watching from Kalingalinga, Mr. Zulu, Constance and Sharon there. David Nkomba, good morning, Camnet TV Breakfast Show. Great Chanda Kasuba, the caller from Kitwe has spoken well, very, very well.
Godfrey Bowa.
Is that Godfrey Bowa? Nice show. Justus Mtonga, good morning, Team Camnet. Okay, I think this with...
Justus Mtonga is a very keen follower of Camnet TV. Thank you so much.
I
we salute you, Mr. Justus Mtonga.
Should we salute him?
And everyone else, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. And of course,
we have a caller. Good morning.
Hello. Morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm Mr. Lungu. I'm calling from Nora.
All right, Mr. Lungu. Copperbelt representing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to make a comment on this things which are happening in our country, Zambia.
Please go ahead.
I think the best person to finish up all these things is our president. If the president can give the command to the police, I think it can carry weight. Now, if such things, when they are happening and our president is quiet, do we think that this can come to an end? No, because our president is the chief in command for all security wings. So if him, he can command the security or the police to say they should not just select who to arrest, select who to deal with, then that can come to an end. But if the president will be just quiet when things are happening like this, then automatically these confusions will continue. Because we are now heading to 2021 election. Now, looking at the way things are happening now in 2020, what more January 2021? What more June 2021?
Imagine.
You see, these things, there will be bloodshed in Zambia. If our president is not careful, there will be bloodshed in Zambia. If even also the opposition, they've got also right to tell their fathers to stop what they are doing. Now, if these two, in fact, the whole battle between President Edgar Lungu and the opposition president Hakainde Hichilema, these two are the people who are bringing chaos in our country. If they can speak, I think these things can come to an end. Now, looking at what happened in Kukumu, just on the radio program, now, if policemen are just looking at those situations, do we think that Zambia will be at peace within 2021? Definitely, Zambia will not be in peace. There will be bloodshed in Zambia. So please, wakateka meturefu hapa. Yale vokina kwa mwezi, wakata kwa kisema alanda kwa kwati. Uo baikata na YPF baikata na YPNG baikata. Nota tukula ikata kama opposition. Weka na every katwa. Then that problem will not end. Kurepa na PF wa Tanzania, let the PF cadres be arrested and dealt with. Then ukula ikata tuna opposition every katwa. Nokula batilima then shiko ndaya kafwe. The police were kilelabo independently. No like the police, they are just working. Then the other hand they are not working. Then what does that mean? It means that the police is not doing the right job. This is what I wanted to comment on these things which are happening in our peaceful Zambia country.
Thank you so much. Make sure to stay in peace.
Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness. Kateka, Mr. President, that's a call to you. Put your foot down and ensure that you put things in order.
I loved one of his comments where he said, actually the opposition also should tell their cadres
to tone down.
Yeah, because, you know, again, coming to think of it, again, I feel as if the opposition are taking advantage of this thing. Because the police are siding with the rulings where they're like, so we shall also do that. Do you think someone would fight you because you are quiet?
Hey.
Or they are just people who are just stubborn like that, they'll just fight you. Even when you're not responding, they'll just start beating, not until you start responding.
No, because, you know, I remember one time, it was even before the COVID situation, you know, the opposition leaders were stopped from going about maybe even at the market and stuff because they didn't have a permit, allegedly. According to the POA, the Public Order Act, you need to get permission. You notify, actually, not even permission. You need to notify the police of where you're going in an event that you're holding a gathering. So this POA applies to everyone, but apparently it works more. It's like it's enforced more on political figures. So they were stopped from moving around the country, even just, for example, going to the market as HH, as Chishimbaka Mbwili, as Harry Kalaba. You cannot just go to the market and people are cheering at you. That is against what the police would say. It's indecent, whatever. You know. So for me, really, I think if at all someone has to get permission or notify you if they want to go to the market, that becomes unfair. I'm just going to the market. I'm just going to get a few things, you know. So should I get permit for me to do that? So it's not about me saying I'm about to confront the police or what. No, it's about me exercising my right of freedom to move around in my own country, but then the police are finding a fault in that, you know. So basically it's not even about the opposition, you know, police and stuff. It's a two-way thing, yes, but you cannot suppress my rights and expect me to respect yours. It's a 50-50 thing, you know, and that's the more reason why the police, who are mandated to serve everyone who is a Zambian citizen, they need to be fair in what they do.
On the permit thing, which one is it? Do you go and get a permit to hold a rally, or do you actually just notify the police?
It's notifying. The Public Order Act says notify the police prior.
Take it.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to the Breakfast Show.
How are you? I'm Mr. Tsanga calling from Ndola.
Oh, Ndola again. Thank you. Interesting. Thank you so much for coming through. Please go ahead.
To me personally, I think the president has been reluctant in terms of dealing with this issue. He's a part of the nation, that's number one. And we are not exhibiting the true Christianity which we talk about, because there is a lot of pretense in what they do. There is so much pretense, and the Minister of Religious Affairs, there is so much pretense where they fail to call a spade a spade. Previously, you saw how our president was bombed in this southern province.
Yeah.
It has been a talk of the day on ZNBC, where though it's not right, but when the Honorable, I want to mention the name, they outed the tribal remarks. Still, the president is full of written speeches, not being nail on hammered the nail on its head. When the president keeps ourselves, when he keeps quiet, we are defending ourselves. The UPND yesterday, they defended themselves because the president is quiet, the police is quiet. The PF yesterday, they protested without a permit. So now, if there is no pretense in the president, there is no pretense in whatever they are doing, then you can see. So what do you expect? So the opposition, they cannot take advantage. No, they just now start defending for their rights and themselves. Look at the statement yesterday by the Honorable Mitwa. Who was supposed to apologize? Is it him or the Vice President for misleading the nation? So when you stand on the truth in Zambia, it's a crime on its own. So now this is where we need even men of God. They do not fear the presidency. When we preach that Christ is above everything, what should we fear the president? It's better we go and say, oh, this is wrong. And you are the one who is...
Oh.
Okay. I think we lost him.
We lost him. But valid points there. Valid contributions. Copperbelt is representing. Thank you so much, Copperbelt. Coppala.
What about Balusaka?
Balusaka, where are you? Represent us, please.
With this coldness.
Yeah, when the weather is getting better by the day. So, yeah. However, valid contributions there, valid points. And basically what we're talking about is say, as the leader, as a father of the house, you need to put your foot down. When you see that your children are not doing the correct things, you sit them down and just talk to them, show them the direction. Not if you're Kovati, no, I'm the son in the house, see, no, what? You know? So yeah, I think please.
I think what we need right now is just the president to address us on this thing. You know, the last time he addressed us, I was hoping he was going to talk about these things, because the last time we had so much talk over this political violence related stuff, opposition and the ruling, especially UPND cadres and PF cadres. So when we heard that the president is about to address us, I said, oh, perhaps His Excellency will talk about that, but unfortunately he only talked about the coronavirus thing and the issues of opening bars. But I think what Zambians really need right now is to hear from him.
Yeah.
The boss himself. What is going on? Let him punish someone. Let him condemn this, and not just condemn it.
Can we see action?
Can we see someone?
Can we see action? Can we see someone stay there for 15 years? Okay, so yeah, basically we are not the only ones calling for that. The viewers out there are calling for the president to put his foot down and just ensure that people that are doing wrong things are brought to book for this thing to end. Because if I'm seeing that you're getting away with whatever wrong things you're doing, what will stop me from doing double what you're doing, you know? Exactly. So this goes to everyone. Actually, I know. Maybe somebody out there is wondering. So we're talking about PF, UPND, UPND being the biggest political parties. These are two rivals, you know, that are merely causing all this tension here and there. But we've got a lot of other political parties. We've got a caller. Let's just talk to them. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
Welcome. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Mr. Kamfa, calling from Medini Dola.
Ah, Mr. Kamfa. Please go ahead.
Well, I'm not old enough yet because that
Oh, Kamfa.
That's when you say, I'm still 19. But
Ah.
yes. But I wanted to give a comment on the whole issue of political violence.
Please go ahead.
I think for us as a country, what we really need is proper dialogue. Proper dialogue that can, where politicians get us together and where all people that get us together to actually resolve these issues. Because remember in 2006, somewhere, when we got a political tension between MLA and PS at the time, what took place was that the church and they organized the meeting for them to settle out the issues. And the meeting, as far as I understand, was for the purpose of reconciliation. Government said that last year, but the only problem was to bring constitutional change rather than reconciliation, which is much needed. Because the first person is going to POA and that. But the thing that's needed in this country is reconciliation. The two parties need to reconcile and this. Because here in Zambia, it seems like the things are not easy. Because one of the bills in Monday, then afterwards, I saw them on TV where some suspected DPND cadres, suspected DPND cadres attacked DPND cadres in a funeral. Then again, what happened in Tiamongo and not Tiamongo, in Mufira, for the radio. This country, we really need reconciliation. Because the 2016 elections are very violent. And it's the one thing that says, we need reconciliation. However, if God forbid, 2021 elections might be the deadliest elections we have in Zambia. So, we must call on all stakeholders, media, try and arrange discussion forums with maybe people from the opposition and ruling party to come together, discuss how we can resolve their differences to reconcile. It can also, the church needs to play a role. And this time, governments are really what we need to respect that. Governments are really what we really need to respect that. Not something where they say, no, the church can't lead. No. The church needs to play a role in reconciling. But these people, most of them, they go to church. So if you want to be speaking to these leaders, to come together, reconcile, so that 2021 things are okay. So that's my contribution.
All right, Kamfa, thank you so much for coming through. Yeah.
Okay. We are remaining with 4 minutes.
It's a few minutes, but before we go, I think what he's suggesting is what Zitukule Consortium. It's an NGO that issued a statement calling for the dialogue, another dialogue forum, which will spearhead a real dialogue and not birth another bill, which is going to be Bill 11. Bill,
Zambians are very funny people.
Bill 11,
Bill 11,
you know. So yeah, it's a valid point, because initially when the Constitution, the National Dialogue Forum last year in April, when it was convened, almost all of us thought it's about dialogue. It's about getting
about dialogue.
But then, you know, Butane was born, you know,
from nowhere.
From nowhere.
Talking about the constitution instead of bringing the Patriotic Front and the opposition together.
So since then, since April last year to April this year, this is like 1 month. This is like 1 year, 4 months or something. We're still talking about the bill that was born out of that. It's like 1 year, 2 months now.
You know, actually, that's why I wanted us to have Nicholas Perry on the show, but unfortunately, we couldn't get him. He's busy with some other things. You know what? I wanted to discuss with him, how possible is it that we're not going to give birth to another bill?
Bill 11.
Because we tried that once. There's no harm in trying again. But, I mean, looking at what is coming out, come on, guys. We all know where that will lead to. These guys, they have tried. Recently, again, you know, I laughed when the president was in Southern Province, and he was commissioning some police houses.
Yes.
UPND members of parliament, I think from Livingstone, were invited
from Southern Province
to attend the ceremony, but they refused. 5 of them, I think, UPND told their MPs not to go there because of the current, according to them.
The reasons they gave were that they don't want to meet. That means it will be a violation of the COVID-19 restrictions, which are social distancing and maybe meeting 50 people and stuff. But anyway, we all know what that is. In other ways, they just didn't want that confrontation. But I feel it was a better platform for them to create that, to begin a journey of peace building.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at as well. If they would have gone there, at least, I mean, you would have talked to the president, have that interaction. What do we do? I mean, we are one people.
One Zambia, one nation.
I'm Tonga, she's... what tribe are you, Sharon, please?
Lenje.
Isn't that part
of
Tonga?
It's the same.
Oh, okay, we have
however, we have Elijah, who is Bemba.
Yeah, I'm Tonga Lozi, and then there's Elijah in the building who's Kaonde.
Oh,
Elijah is Kaonde.
Kaonde. Oh.
Yeah, and then, you know...
Did you just say me?
We are one people. At the end of the day, we should love one another. I think love is what should bring us together.
Yeah.
So we are just remaining with 1 minute, and we'll be wrapping up the program. So today we're talking about peace building in Zambia as we head to the 2021 general elections, and we've received quite a number of interesting views from people, especially from the Copper Belt. Actually, not even especially on the Copper Belt only.
Representing.
Those were the only people that have called
us. That's so.
We love Copper Belt.
We love Copper Belt. Thank you so much for representing. Should I wrap up?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Oh, okay. You know, I'm just stealing the show.
No, go ahead.
Thank you so much for coming through. Everybody that was watching, everybody that sent us messages via our platform, that is social media, Camnet TV. Join us again on Monday on yet another edition of the Rise and Thrive Breakfast Show with Cullen and Constance, you know, your usual.
Yeah, we hope to have you again.
Thank you so much for calling.
We hope to have you again once.
I'll feature.
Okay, thank you, and stay blessed.
Keep watching Camnet TV, not just another channel.